Today we're looking at affirmative direct passive voice commands and negative direct passive voice commands. An affirmative or negative command in the direct passive voice is one which instructs the listener to perform or not to perform some action on the direct object. These statements follow the following formula. We will have a verb stem and then attach a suffix a, and then we'll add the subjective noun phrase. If the verb stem ends in the unaccented vowel, then the a suffix changes to ha. Sometimes there are other morphological changes. If the command is addressed to more than one person, then the post-possessive personal pronoun ninyo is inserted right after the conjugated verb. Here are some examples. Buy the house. Don't buy the house. Watch the movie. Don't watch the movie. Drink that water. Don't drink that water. Read Manny's book. Don't read Manny's book. We're focusing on the house, ang balay. So, buy the house, when we're focusing on the house, the conjugation of buy is palita with the suffix a added to the verb stem of buy, which is palit. Palita. When someone is using palita, that's the way of we're going to focus on the thing being bought or a command action to buy something. Palita, buy something. Ang balay, the house. The negative form of don't buy the house. We use ayaw. Ayaw palita ang balay. In the next example, watch the movie. The verb stem of watch is tanaw. So we'll use the suffix a to say that we're going to have a command. Tanawa ninyo. So we're talking to the second person in the plural sense. We'll use the post-possessive personal pronoun ninyo. Tanawa ninyo ang salida. Watch the movie, all of you. For the negative direct passive voice command, if we're talking to the second person plural, the post-possessive personal pronoun ninyo is inserted just before the conjugated verb. The conjugated verb is tanawa, so ninyo will be just before it, after ayaw. So the translation of don't watch the movie, all of you, ayaw ninyo tanawa ang salida. Okay, next we'll use the verb stem inom for drink. But we're going to have a command for someone to talk. We'll talk to someone to tell them to drink that water. We'll use the subjective noun phrase of water, kanang tubig, that water. Drink that water. Imna. So the word inom was changed to imna. We'll use the a suffix, but we'll conjugate it that way. Imna kanang tubig. Drink that water. Don't drink that water. Ayaw imna kanang tubig. And then the last example, the verb stem for to read is basa. But if we're going to use it in a direct passive way, in a command sense, that suffix using a, that normally we use a, but sometimes that suffix is ha. So basa ha, ninyo, all of you, read ang libro, the book ni Manny, of Manny. So read Manny's book, all of you. And then don't read Manny's book, all of you. we use ninyo just before the conjugated verb. Ayaw ninyo basaha ang libro ni Manny. Don't read Manny's book. Now we're going to talk about indirect passive voice commands. Affirmative and negative. An affirmative command in an indirect passive voice is one which instructs the listener to perform some action for the benefit of the indirect object or at some location. In Cebuano, these statements typically follow the following formula. The verb stem with the suffix I plus the subjective noun phrase and then the objective noun phrase. If the verb stem ends in the unaccented vowel, then the I suffix changes to HI. So the E changes to he. Sometimes there are other morphological changes. If the command is addressed to more than one person, then the post-possessive personal pronoun ninyo is inserted right after the conjugated verb. Here are some examples. For Juan, buy a house. Baliti si Juan og balay. We use the verb stem of palit with the suffix e, baliti, and then the subjective noun phrase. We're talking about Juan, that's si Juan, and then the objective noun phrase, a house, og balay. For me, give a gift, all of you. Hatagi ninyo akog regalo. For the man, send a letter. Padalhi, we use hi. Padalhi, ang lalaki, for the man, send. Padalhi ang lalaki og sulat, a letter. Here are some examples of using the negative indirect passive voice commands. For Juan, don't buy a house. Ayaw paliti si Juan og balay. For me, don't give a gift, all of you. Ayaw ninyo hatagi akog regalo. For the man, don't send a letter. Ayaw pagdalhi ang lalaki og sulat.